No power in the Hamptons, yeah. No power in the motherfucking Hamptons. No power in the Hamptons, yeah. No power in the Hamptons, yeah. No power in the Hamptons, yeah. No power in the motherfucking Hamptons. No power in the Hamptons, yeah. No power in the Hamptons now. No power in the Hamptons, yeah. No power in the motherfucking Hamptons. No power in the Hamptons. No power in the Hamptons. No power in the Hamptons, yeah. No power in the motherfucking Hamptons. Little throwback for everybody. Wanted to do a little throwback for everybody. Little throwback for everybody. How's everybody doing? It's your boy Danny here, solo episode. Listen, I know we've been slacking in our macking, but just had some personal stuff going on that I wanted to take care of and continue to take care of. And I hope that you guys can accept that. Michael and I are going to keep doing the show, so do not think that we aren't. We will be back next week. Probably a couple of late night shows I want to do this week. If I can get around to them, I think I can. But just to keep you guys updated on me, I will be in Denver, Colorado. Okay. I will be in Denver, Colorado, May 6th. Monday, May 6th. Then I will be in Kansas City, I think May 8th. And then May 7th. You know what? Let me check. Because you know what? This is stuff that matters. So I want to make sure that I have it all right. So yeah, I just wanted to start off with a couple of announcements. Obviously, my live shows. So this is the rest of the tour. May 6th, I'll be in Denver, Colorado. May 7th, I'll be in St. Louis, Missouri. May 8th, I'll be in Kansas City, Missouri. May 14th, I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia. May 15th, I'll be in Tampa, Florida. And May 16th, I'll be in Durham, North Kakalaki, Carolina. Okay? So those are the remaining shows. You can get links to all of those. Also, I wanted to announce that we do officially have merch. Yes, you can get merch now. You can get Papa John's. Is that Papa John's? We have a Papa John's shirt. We have a Pedo Like Y shirt. We have a Still Fat shirt. We have a With Permish shirt. And then we have my LoPriore, The Sounds of Love and stuff. I'll post pictures of all of these shirts with Permish. Everything has the LoPriore podcast on the back right here. So you guys can rep the brand. You can rep the team. And to all of you guys that are still around, thank you so much. I love all of you guys. Happy that we could finally get some merch out that you guys would like to wear. But yeah, so Still Fat, With Permish, Pedo Like Y shirts, and is that Papa John's? And Papa John's. That too, before we get into everything too, I want to get into the business side of the show and get that out of the way first before we start talking some Kendrick and Drake. Kendrick dropped today, and we will get into that. But before we get into that, let's get into the ads. This episode is brought to you by our friends over at BetterHelp. Everybody knows I am a mental health advocate. I am somebody who has preached mental health. I'm somebody who at the moment is trying to work on their mental health and get better, and also work on just becoming a better person overall, because I think in times in your life you kind of find out that you need to make some changes, and I've come to a point in my life where I've realized that I do need to make some changes to better myself. And starting at the top of all that is my mental health. This is what I want you guys to know. You guys know that the LoPriore podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, have been for a long time, and they've been great. Here's the great thing about BetterHelp. This is what I love for you to know. For anybody out there who's thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire, Get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Listen, I've benefited from the therapy. I've told you guys many times, and I will be benefiting from it again because I do need to fix some things about myself that that I just want to become better. I want to become a better person, and I will be reaching out to BetterHelp on my journey to become a better person. And I think that you should too. And anything that you're going through, you can get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/lops today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/lops, LOPS. Get 10% off your first month now. Thank you, BetterHelp, for being a sponsor. Also, listen, we all know March is over, but the biggest moments in college basketball, listen, guys, get in on the playoff action and win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks as you woo. Get in on the playoff action and win up to 100%. All right. Here we go. Next sponsor is our good friends over at PrizePicks, baby. PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 3 million members. It's the easiest and most exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats and watch the winnings roll in. And you guys should get in on the playoff action and win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks as you and the world's best players take the game to a new level during NBA postseason basketball. You can now win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000 with basketball, hockey, and college basketball entries today on PrizePicks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. This is something that you guys know I'm excited about. And for people wondering what more or less means, say it's Jalen Brunson, you pick more than 30 points. More or less. Is he going to have more points or less points? That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. That's how convenient and that's how easy PrizePicks can be. You can make 100 times your money with 4 correct picks. That's pretty amazing. And that's the best thing about it too, is just quick tap, more or less, more or less, more or less. Hey, I wonder if this guy's gonna have more or less. I think he's gonna have less, bang. Think he's gonna have more, bang. That's all you gotta do. And listen, guys, you guys know that I be on PrizePicks, I stay on PrizePicks, and you should stay on PrizePicks. So this is what you could do right now, okay? So if you download the app today and use code LOPS, LOPS, for a first deposit match up to $100. So if you deposit $100, PrizePicks will give you your $100 back. So that's all you guys need to do. So download the app and use code LOPS for a first deposit match up to $100. And I want you guys to have fun and watch these NBA playoffs because they've been amazing. I am loving the Knicks run right now. I'm loving everything about Jalen Brunson. Told you guys last time, I always go more with Jalen Brunson, but that's just me. Choose your picks the way you want to choose your picks. But you guys got to understand, pick more, pick less. It's that easy with PrizePicks. Shout out to PrizePicks for being a sponsor of the show. And let's get into it. Drake and Kendrick. Oh, I love rap music. I love rap music. Rap music is back. Rap music is back. Wrestling's back. I feel like it's the 90s all over again. Michael and I will go more in depth because I just wanted to share my initial thoughts on the entire thing. So, obviously, everybody's heard Like That on the Metro Boomin feature album. It was the start of all of this I say start in quotations because we all know that they've been going at it for years, sending subs back and forth, doing the whole thing. And this is why I wanted to get all the business out of the way, because I'm going to rant. I don't want to stop my rant and then have to pick myself back up. So everybody heard the Like That verse, and then, you know, Michael and I spoke briefly about that, how we feel that it's good. You know, Kendrick wants to be known as, you know, the top dog in the game. No pun intended, because he's signed to TDE. Well, he's not signed to TDE anymore, but that's where he started. Now he's at PG Lang, a record label that he owns with Dave Free. That being said, that song is still number one. Like That is still number one, weeks later. And few days go by, Twitter starts with some AI leaks. I'm just giving everyone a timeline who hasn't been up on all the beef. And then an AI song, what we thought was AI song leaks by Drake called Push Ups. Where Drake is going at pretty much, you know, the Rap Avengers. The Rap Avengers, I would say, are Drake, are Kendrick, Future, Metro, Ye. I'll just leave it there. I'll leave the top players, but he's trying to go at them. And we're wondering throughout the day if it's real or not. Drake's not claiming it. He's kind of claiming it. He's not claiming it. Which I thought was like a little like weird, because, you know, back in the day, like, you would see rappers, like, they would diss people on like DJ Clue mixtapes or on their albums, and, you know, it would just kind of come out that way. So which is why I liked how the Like That, I don't really consider Like That a diss record, but I think there's a diss verse on it. I think it's still like a very good song, you know, that just happens to have a very monumental diss, firing shot, warning shot on it. So I don't really consider that a diss record myself. I consider it a hit record with a diss on it, which is like awesome. That being said, back to Push Ups. Drake goes out and puts out Push Ups. He's responding to a few people on there. And then he claims it. Now I'm like, all right, this is exciting. I like this. This is nice. Both of them shot and didn't miss. You know, I think Drake did his thing on that track. I'll be honest with you. I think a lot of people see Drake for what he is, but Drake is a nerd. Like, he's a musical, like, nerd. You know. So that being said, it's like it's not like he doesn't know about the history of rap music and hip hop. He's very dialed in. The other thing that Drake is also very dialed into is the internet. That's my dog scratching. I didn't want you guys to think I was like jerking off, because it sounded like it. Wouldn't be a LoPriore podcast if we didn't say that once. You all right, bud? Scratching that wiener. Gonna have to get your wiener checked out. It's Tony. Yeah, so, but Drake is also like an internet nerd. Like, he's very internet. He sees everything. He reads everything. He knows everything that's being said. He's very locked in when it comes to internet stuff and what's popular on the internet and how the internet works. Hence why they released that song the way they did before they put it on streaming platforms, right? Now, in my mind, I don't like that move. I don't consider that move to be a great move, because it's like, hey, let's put this out not officially on OVO stuff. Let's just put it out there and see what the response is to it. Because in my mind, I'm saying to myself, if I drop a diss track that could be AI, which is just showing you how amazing AI is nowadays, that the world could believe it. If they fuck with it and think it's good, we'll claim it. if they don't think it's good, we'll just say it's AI. Because apparently Drake is like an investor in some like artificial intelligence company too. Hence why he did his second verse. But the thing that I did not like about the first one was the rollout. I thought it was kind of cheesy and corny. You know, I think you know, we talked about, I think this whole kind of beef can be categorized as corny towards the end because they're so old now. I wish this would have happened 10 years ago, but now I'm just nitpicking. I'm just happy that it's happening. And, you know, I don't think it's the type of beef where it will get violent. I think they're both having fun with this, and they've wanted to have fun with this for a long time. And now, is there some fucking malice in there and some venom in there? Sure, for sure. You know, these are some things they probably wanted to say outright for years. But right now it just seems to be fun for them, what they're doing. And I enjoy that because, you know, music should be fun. I don't want to see anybody die or get hurt or anyone's families get hurt. That's whack. That's trash. Always is. But I'm having fun with it. I'm having so much goddamn fun with it. So, yeah, I do think the rollout of push-ups was kind of corny because, like, throughout the week, he was just, like, leaving, like, Instagram messages and shit. And, you know, just being, like, Drake, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people would agree that Drake is corny. And that's okay, you know? I love Drake's music. Everybody knows that. But, yeah, so I wish he would have owned it from the beginning. And not just seeing like what like the internet reaction was going to be, and then seeing that the internet reaction was positive, worked in his favor. So for him to be like, yeah, like that was me, and then he drops this AI thing, which is like, I don't know if this is going to be like a rollout for like him investing in this AI company. You know, he's very business-minded. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for a very long time. No one can really take that from him. He's very business savvy. And for anybody that's seeing lights going off and flashing, the Knicks are playing right now. And I have it on the background. And we'll talk about the Knicks too later on. He's very business savvy. I can't take it from him. The guy knows what he's doing. He's very calculated. He knows how to move. He moves very well. That being said, the AI track with fake Snoop Dogg and fake Tupac was whack. I thought the idea was good. I thought the idea was okay, but I think the execution was kind of whack. And I know that it was kind of how, you know, if you listen to Kendrick a lot, he does those heart like, I don't want to call them freestyles, but he does those heart songs, where sometimes he speaks as other people and stuff, you know, and I guess Drake was trying to play on that and get on that and get that to a certain point, like that certain point across in that song. So I was like, okay, that makes me respect it a little more, but I just think that it was kind of whack. I think a majority of people will not remember that. One, because it's not on streaming platforms, and two, it's like wiped from like his internet and stuff, and Tupac's estate like sued him for it. So, well, they were gonna sue him and all that stuff, you know. And then Rick Ross drops a fucking diss. And listen, I usually don't agree with DJ Academics, but I will say this: Rick Ross has been one of the best voices in rap history. Any verse that he drops, even if it's whack, it's gonna sound really good. And I'm not saying that his verse was whack. I think that was a really good diss track. He responded mad fast to push-ups. And Rick Ross, you know, joined the Avengers himself. So that was something for me where, you know, it is tough. Like, Rick Ross just has a great voice, and honestly, the shit that he was saying at the end of the song was funny as fuck. Like, that shit was cracking me up. So I enjoyed that. There hasn't been a diss record that's come out that I haven't enjoyed, but I will say that the AI one was whack. in terms of just like how it was. It was like just not, for someone as calculated as Drake, it wasn't as good as it could have been. And we all know that they're sitting on stuff. That's the thing. They all probably have 4 or 5 diss tracks that they could release at any time. These guys are super calculated, both of them, Kendrick and Drake. I'm so happy that this is even coming out of my mouth and we're even talking about this. I can't wait to get Michael's input on it and see where he is coming from next week. But I'm super excited to see where he's coming from and where his minds are. I think we think similarly when it comes to these things, but you know, he might have a different outlook. Because I have not spoken to him about the Kendrick diss that came out today. I will not speak to him about it because I want to get his thoughts clean, clear, unfiltered, see how it goes. And then who knows what's going to happen by the time we get in the studio. Somebody else might drop something else, and this is just going to take over our podcast lives. And I'm here for it. I'm here for every bit of it. But Drake drops those 2 songs. We don't hear from Kendrick for a while. We see like this weird playlist that comes out of a bunch of unreleased Kendrick songs or old songs that were never released on albums or DSPs, which is digital streaming platforms like Apple and Spotify and stuff. So, you know, I was like, oh, that's kind of like nice, just to, like, Kendrick's like kind of relevant, staying relevant, just like kind of with these old tracks. Then today, Kendrick Lamar uploads to his YouTube and DSP platforms Euphoria. Okay. In the beginning, there is a snippet that's played backwards, and it's Richard Pryor from The Wiz. Which, if you guys have never seen The Wiz is the black version of The Wizard of Oz. And it's awesome. As Diana Ross, Richard Pryor, Michael Jackson. It's just amazing. Just go watch The Wiz. The Wiz is awesome if you've never seen it. Basically, he plays something in reverse, which is like very Kendrick-ish. It's Richard Pryor saying, you know, everything they say about me is true. And then if you watch the movie, you'll see he goes on a longer diatribe of like how he's a phony and stuff. And I think that's the biggest knock on Drake is that, you know, they say he's a culture vulture, he's a phony, you know, all that stuff, and about how he's not real, he's half white, he's half black, you know, he code switches, he's white when he needs to be white, he's black when he needs to be black, etc., 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 etc. And then we get into the track, and it's 6 minutes long. That's a fucking long-ass diss track, dude. 6 minutes is crazy long for a diss. Like, imagine not even getting dissed in rhyming form, just somebody sitting you down and dissing you for 6 minutes. That's going to feel like an eternity. Not even in rhyme form, just words, just vernacular, just words coming out of someone's mouth. You're gonna feel decimated. But yeah, 6 minutes is a long ass diss track. Now, I think a lot of people are getting confused. But I'll start how every song should kind of start nowadays, the way it is nowadays. Before it's the beat, right? So the beat switches once, maybe twice. I have to remember. I'm trying to remember. But the beat switches. But I don't love these beats. Now, I don't love these beats, but I do feel that strategically they mean something. As I said, these are the 2 most calculated rappers in rap music today. They're very calculated with how they move. They're very, very, very intelligent business people. That being said, everybody's coming at Kendrick all the time about these voices, right? Like these voices, like Kendrick always like switching up his voice and like doing this voice and doing all that stuff. The fact of the matter is Drake does that too, a lot. But when Kendrick changes his voice, it's for like artistic expression. When Drake switches his voice, it's a code switch. It's like he's Jamaican now, or he's like this now, or he's he's whatever he wants to be in that moment now. And that's just kind of how he talks. He's a sponge. He is a mixture of a lot of different cultures musically. And you can even go back to XXX saying that he stole his flow. So like there's flows that have been stolen. So like, that have been arguably stolen. Let's just put it that way. Arguably stolen. So I think Kendrick on these verses is kind of doing that, especially when he goes into the Crody, starts calling him Crody. What up, Crody? When he's going into that, that's, you could tell they're both having fun with that. Now, I dig even deeper. I dived even deeper into it now. The song is called Euphoria. Drake is a producer of the show Euphoria, right? And that show portrays like underage kids having weird sex and weird lives. It's just like not like a normal like thing. Euphoria, I think it's a horrible portrayal of high school. I've always said that. I think it's glamorizing the worst things about high school. And I think the underlying tone of Euphoria is somehow Drake's obsession with young women. I'm putting it that way because I don't want to get flagged and demonetized. So I think that's the underlying essence of this, of saying when Kendrick's like, don't tell lies about me, I won't tell truths about you. So maybe there's some things that have been there. I also saw stuff like flying around that Drake has made a $539,000 payment to a abuse accuser. So there's that. When Kendrick is talking about, going to court for $500,000 and having to do that. And okay. So now I'm seeing that there is a underlying tone to this entire diss record that comes out. And this is something where, like I was saying, that it's fun. But you could really tell that people are trying to expose Drake for this underage thing. Whether there's truth to it or not, I'm just saying that seems to be a popular, a very popular topic in these disses. That and him having like BBLs and stuff. And I'll be honest with you, if I had a ton of money, I'd probably get a BBL too. I'm just being dead ass. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a lot of money. I don't make a lot of money. I think a lot of people have this perception of me of that, like, I have money. I do not have money. So just so you guys know. But if I did have a ton of money, I would definitely get a BBL. Why not? I would definitely get fake abs. I would definitely get liposuction, even though I'm down 15 pounds. I'm 223 pounds. I was 237. But I'm 220. I was 222 this morning, but I ate food and drank some water. So I'm 223 right now. So thanks for everybody that wanted to know that about me. But yes, if I had the money, I would definitely get a BBL and get real gross. The other thing is, the one problem I do have with this track is that he does say a lot of things that we know already. Like, he's going off about, Drake being a bad dad. Like, we've heard that before. He said instead of pushing P, honestly, you pushing T, which is another thing too. I would have thought that there would be some strays for Pusha T within this beef, but I think that Drake has moved on from that beef. Everything that needed to be said in that beef was said. If Drake comes off with anything else, he'll seem salty about losing, because he is on record saying like that's his like first loss, if he had to say he lost. So, you know, there are a couple of those lines in there, but there's this weird underlying underage exposure that's going on with the tracks that are making it a little less fun, because obviously if that stuff's true, it's terrible, you know? But it's also like one of those things where I'm just going to take it at face value now that it's just rap beef so I can enjoy it. How's that sound? Is that okay? Am I allowed to do that? But yeah, so the beef is just building. And I will say that I'll rank the tracks. Like That's number 1. I will say Push-Ups number 2, just because of it was a relatively timely response. Drake was on tour and shit. Like, he was wrapping up his tour and doing a whole bunch of stuff. And listen, I do way smaller tours, and things can get away from you. It's hard to do certain things when you're on tour. Then I will say 3 is Euphoria. 4 is Rick Ross, and then 5 is the AI track. So that's where I'm gonna rank them right now. Could change. I have to listen to Euphoria a few more times, but you know, it did take Kendrick a long time to respond, which I think I don't think he was waiting like, oh, I have to wait forever, but I think he was just seeing like what else is gonna come out, so I could put that in my shit and use it. Now, the music nerd in me does not like the mixing of Euphoria that much. Does not like the mixing of Euphoria. You know, again, I think it's other things too about how Kendrick saying that he doesn't like if Drake uses the N-bomb. You know, it's becoming more and more transparent that the hardest thing that will hit Drake in the world is, especially because of the culture, as I was talking about it before, is that the culture that he loves so much and has given so much of his life to and his mental bandwidth to and his studying to and comprehensive like understanding of has changed, because the people who are African American in the rap game are saying that you can never be one of us because you aren't one of us. Basically saying how people have always said, if you go to any hood that's a real hood, they're not listening to Drake. And they're saying that's where the culture is, because that's where the culture started, right? It started in the hood, started in the Bronx. So as much as it is about him being half white, I think it's more about how he's a culture vulture of American rap, hip hop culture. And all of his friends are like these Canadian guys that like want to be American rappers and stuff. And I think that's going to hurt Drake the most, because Drake considers himself the greatest rapper of all time. He considers himself the GOAT. And Kendrick is basically saying, like, you're not allowed to be the GOAT. It's almost like the mafia. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be a made guy just because of your bloodline. You can't be a made guy. Because one, you're not American, which I think is the main thing. And then also that because he's white. His mother is white. People are gonna say like, oh, like Eminem, like this. Eminem doesn't even put himself. I think Eminem has a better understanding of the culture. One, because he's older, and two, he understands that he's really white. He's white as fuck. And I think, again, no one ever was really listening to him in the hood. I think there's going to be comparisons there. There's just other artists that they could relate to at the time. Also, if you go to like Eminem shows, it's all like white people too. So, you know what I mean? Just kind of a fact. Even though all of D12 was black, except for Eminem, you know, but M is also an American, so he can sneak into the culture in a sense. If I was like Lord Jamar sitting on Vlad TV's couch, I guess that's what I would say. Cole caught some shots too. He said the three goats and two of them are up there hugging and kissing. Now we all know why J. Cole did not want any part of this. Because as much fun as we're having with it now, hey guys, can you, thank you. As much fun as we're having with it now, I think it's about to get really gross. So I'm trying to enjoy it now. I think it's gonna get really ugly and it's gonna get really gross. And I think we might look back at this hip hop beef and this rap beef as a very big, egotistical, very ugly exchange that's about to happen, because I think the gloves are finally off. And this has been 14 years. It's been the slowest glove removal of all time, but the gloves are finally off. And I think it's going to get ugly. Unless they're both just don't do anything ever again, which I highly, 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 highly doubt. Because when you get two people like this, who are as ego-driven as they are, somebody's gonna want the last word. It's just, what is the last word going to be that ends the whole thing? Damn, even Sylvia's like, Daddy just ate. Daddy just ate that. I did just eat that, thank you. Okay, so that being said, my tours. So, guess what? Here's the thing. You know, you guys see solo episode, you're like, oh, it's just Danny. Oh, where's Mike? Oh, I get it, all right? So I'm giving you guys some exclusives today. Exclusives. And these are not to be taken with a grain of salt. I know things have been promised on this show before. I know things have been promised to you. And for that, I apologize. I truly do, from the bottom of my heart. For the people that have stuck around, you deserve better. You deserve more from us. You deserve more from me. You deserve more from the brand. And we're going to give that to you. And I'm going to give that to you. And you guys will see the rollout, and just, it's going to be more action, less talking from me, just as a person. Hi, baby. I know I'm doing a show right now. It's Tony. It's my dog. Always checks on me. He always knows. He always knows. He always knows. So you're just going to see a different kind of rollout, and you guys will be enjoying and seeing a lot more of me. So what I want to say is, I'm dropping a new single for my musical tour. I'm going on tour in August, okay? I sneak peek the dates on my Instagram. There will be a formal announcement either May 20th or May 21st. I just got off the phone with my agent. A lot of people have been waiting for me to really take music seriously for a long time, and I'm going to do it. This is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. If people came to the Brooklyn show, the Baby's All Right show, comment, let people know how much fun you had at that show. It's very, very fun. And I will be playing some of the hits, but I will be dropping a new single that I will be touring with, to create buzz for the tour and stuff, and like make it exciting and get people excited to come and buy tickets for the music. Realistically, I've been sitting on a gold mine for a long time when it comes to my musical prowess. It's been mostly a joke to me, but it's what's got me to the dance. It's before the Basement Yard. It's before LoPriore podcast. It was me singing and making songs that millions of people have enjoyed and honestly have amassed billions of fucking views, probably over 10 years. I'm not even trying to like say anything to flex. I'm just saying, what's wrong with me? Why have I not done this? And I think a lot of it comes from my fear of failure, that allows me to not try things, and also allows me to not pursue things, because I always feel that I let people down when it comes to certain things. And I have in my life, but this time around, it's just burning inside me that this is what I need to do to take my career to the next level and focus on my career. And my career it has to be music. It's what's got me to the dance. I've tried everything else. I've done everything else, and I'm good at things. I'm very good. I'm very talented. I know that because, the reason I'm saying that is because it took me a long time to even believe I was talented, to be honest with you. That I even had what it takes to do what I do. And I love stand-up. I'll always keep doing stand-up. But the Love Panda's here. The Love Panda is here. And the Love Panda is just ready. I've just had this panda inside of me that's just wanted to come out for so long. And just make the music, dude. Just sit down and make the music. The people want the music. Stand up, awesome. We love it. Music. Podcast, awesome. We love it. Music. Where is it? 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 It's time. It's time. I'm going on tour in August. That's my first music tour. There will be no stand-up. There will be no, this is all music, 100% all of the way. My entry into the music world and the genre that I will just create, that is just going to be love beats and just love tracks and just dirty beats, dirty love. One night I'll come out on the show and be the Love Panda, and the next one I'll come out there and be the Sex Panda. I'll be the Dirt Panda. People have just been waiting for too long, and I've just been giving myself excuse not to do it. But if I want my career to grow the way I want it to grow, this is necessary. And I always get afraid that things that I love, once they start to feel like jobs, I don't like them anymore. But then guess what? I won't succeed at anything if I keep that mindset. I have to understand that these are jobs. Stand-up is a job. It's not a lifestyle. This is work. This is work. And I get to have fun at work. What a fucking blessing that is. But yes, March 20th or March 21st, you will hear probably a snippet of a new single, or it'll probably be released fully. And it will be everything you expect it to be. It's not going to be I'm not doing an experimental first album. Let's just say that. It'll be the stuff that you know and love. And It'll be everything that you know and love. I'm just so happy about it. It's so funny. It's so stupid. But it'll be everything that you want it to be and have it come to expect it to be. Very Danny on brand. And then down the road, I'll get experimental, you know what I'm saying? Become a real artist. But yeah, and then all the tour dates will be announced. America and Canada, you're all getting shows. And yeah, I think this is what's going to propel me to the next level in this shit. Of just taking me to a different echelon in my career, and I'm excited about it. But even then, building up to that tour, just want to do all the self-work that I need to do to keep myself in the right frame of mind and just be a better person and have a better understanding of myself and be very, very, very in tune with my emotions, in tune with my mental health and my physical health, because this job is not for the weak. It is not. And life is not for the weak. And at times in my life, I have been weak. So I need to really strengthen those things as I get ready for this tour. And I'm super excited about it. And I know you guys have been waiting over a decade for this. I almost can't believe it's happening. And I know deep down in your hearts, you feel like it's not happening, but it is. And I'm smiling from ear to ear if you're just listening, because I'm so excited about this. As I wrap up my stand-up tour and get ready for my musical journey. It'll be like the ayahuasca of my life, because I will never do drugs again. I don't care how bad my life gets. Unless their prescription is prescribed to me. Then yes, I will do that because I need them. That being said, yeah, I just did Portland and Seattle. Seattle was like sold out, which was I didn't expect, which was pretty awesome. Because you guys got to understand, I'm not that famous. I'm not that big. So like my tour dates are like Tuesdays and Mondays and Wednesdays and shit. Like every once in a while I get a Thursday, but in August it's weekends and it's gonna get stupid. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like my Denver show's on Monday. Like I feel so bad. People will hit me up. Excuse me. People will hit me up and be like, yo, bro, like, I wish I could make it. It's Monday. And I'm like, totally get it. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. But I totally get it. But, yeah, we're going to wrap up this tour. Denver, St. Louis, Kansas City, Tampa, Atlanta, North Carolina. Woo! Woo, baby. Wild and crazy times. But yeah, so I just did Portland and Seattle. Portland, great city. Seattle, great city. The only thing I'm going to say about these cities is every time I go to the West Coast, the homelessness is crazy, bro. These homeless people are on another fucking level. Because in New York, like, we have mad homeless here. Don't get me wrong. We have a lot. But my thing with the homeless here is, like, we're kind of like homeless people in New York are like NPCs. Like, I feel like homeless people in the West Coast, like, actually have souls. If that makes any sense. Because, like, you see, like, homeless children and shit. Like, you don't see homeless children in New York. Very rarely. You know, like, you don't see, like, homeless encampments and shit. You need a bath. I'm going to give you a bath because you're scratching too much. I don't like it. I don't want you to get irritated. Sorry, my dog was scratching himself. But yeah, the homeless issues and fucking, oh man. That shit is like, no matter how bad I think my life is going, I pray and thank God every day. Like in church on Sunday, I went to church on Sunday, and just thank God that I have a family that loves me. And I would never have to hopefully ever succumb to something like that. So, you know, it puts things into perspective. Like, whatever you're going through that's really hard right now, like, you can get through that. Just with hard work and dedication and trying to make something of yourself and make a difference in yourself, you know? But yeah, the crowds were amazing. Portland, amazing crowd. Honestly, I think Portland was the best show that I've ever done. And it was nice because there have been people that came to that show. It's like, we saw you twice. And I was like, be honest, which show did you like better, the last one or this one? They were like, this one's way better, which just shows that my writing's getting stronger. My show's getting leaner. It's getting more trim, becoming very, very consumable. It's not sporadic. There's like a, I don't want to say synopsis because I'm not smart enough to use that word. You know what? I am smart enough to use that word. In therapy, they were talking about not down-talking yourself so much, because it forces a lot of people to live with shame. And I would just watch this episode of Theo Von with Tim Fletcher, which I do recommend you guys all go and watch that. And it's about living with shame and stuff that has happened in your life, and complex trauma and stuff. And it was very insightful. So I've been diving deeper into that and dealing with some complex trauma myself. So it's one of those things where I've been trying to get an understanding of who I am. And the more I understand myself, the better it is on stage. I become more comfortable. I become more understanding of who I am as a person. And I put that into the performance. And, you know, it's one of those things, like, I think a lot of people resonate with me because I'm very transparent, but there aren't things that are very transparent about everybody. And those are some of the things that we have to deal with hard work and dedication and actually changing yourself. So I do recommend that episode. Go check that out. Guys, like this podcast, share this podcast. You know, we want to continue to grow this thing. We're still a relatively new podcast, you know, in the world of podcasting. We've only been around a couple of years. And, you know, I want to do whatever I can to grow the show, but that's also going to take hard work and dedication and not phoning it in. And I appreciate everyone that's been here. Shout out to our sponsors for the day, BetterHelp, PrizePicks, check them out. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. I love you guys. Please take care of yourselves. If you're struggling, reach out to somebody, talk to somebody. Next week, Michael and I will talk more Kendrick and Drake. We will talk Baby Reindeer, which is taking over the world. Selena and I have been watching it. It's pretty intense. So we're going to talk that. And, you know, the other thing is I love you guys, and that's it. So thank you guys for being fans of the show, being fans of me, supporting me after all these years. Super excited about the merch, super excited about the music, and just super excited on just taking care of myself and getting myself to where I need to be mentally as a 35-year-old man. So I love you guys. Love yourselves. Have fun. Don't beat yourselves up too much. Work on yourselves. Get better. And I will see you guys next week. Peace. We are out of here.